All right, everybody, let me give everybody a few minutes to get in. This is the Sights and Sounds of Earth with our regular Sunday night show. I'm getting the chat room up now. Welcome in, everybody. All right. Okay, for those just joining us, this is the Sights and Sounds of Earth. My name's Ian. I'm your host, and we do this show 6 nights a week. I do take Saturday nights off, and we cover breaking news. We're heavy on science, light on politics. We try to cover breaking news, police actions, manhunts, pursuits, but we also do storm chasers, space weather incidents, volcanoes, earthquakes, the usual earth science stuff. We also do propagation, ham radio, and some of the other sciences as well. So welcome everybody. Uh, what we're watching here, the top center, top right, are still the crowds filing out of the State Farm Center there near Phoenix, Arizona, in Glendale. And they are filing out. I'm exhausted. I'm going to come in for an hour or two tonight. We'll see how it goes. The upper left, that's our buddy that goes down every single night looking to see if there's anyone doing a nice protest that he can get involved with. And sure enough, he's made it down there again tonight, and he's unable to find anyone to go protest with him. Maybe we should try to find some people that'll go protest with him. It's kind of a shame. Center left, that's just recap video. I've just left that rolling there. That's some recap video from earlier that's coming out of Fox News Live. And we've got the radar, which is showing some storms coming through there. These are in Illinois. Some pretty good storms coming through Illinois. However, nothing tornadic tonight. We do have the severe thunderstorm warning here has been allowed to expire. Let's take a little look around. How about Sioux City, Iowa? We've got a supercell there that's moving south, east-southeast. And let's put that in motion and take a little peek here and see what it looks like. There it is, coming in fast. And there it is. It's blowing up. So Sioux City Center and also Orange City, south of Rock City near Alton. Watch out, it's coming your way. We do have what looks like a pretty strong thunderstorm, but it's not rotating at this time. Also Dickinson, Jackson, Minnesota, and Osceola, Indiana. Here we go, another one here that's splitting the state line. We got 3 different supercells running there, stepped out. You can see there one down here that just went through Sibley. We also have one that's about to affect Lake Park. And up here, Jackson, Spirit Lake, Arnold's Park, all going to be up for this one. These are moving more east than southeast. Kind of strange because the ones behind it are moving southeast for sure. All right, so let's see where our other ones are here. How about Nevada? Look at this. A bit of a rare thing. Near Eureka, Nevada, moving northeast, we've got a supercell that has triggered a severe thunderstorm warning. And that one flared up a little bit near the end. Winds up to 60 miles an hour with hail. All right, and let's see what's the last one here. Wasn't there another one? Oh, yeah, we've got, Texas and Minnesota. So let's go to Texas. Wow, look at this. We've got power outages associated with this complex here. We've got, we're tracking about 1,300 people without electricity. Stevens County, 349. Palo Pinto County in Texas, 1,300 people without power. 191 in Young County. And we got 530 in Eastland. So there is definitely some lower level power outages associated with this strong line of thunderstorms moving southeast. And there's another one down here out ahead of it. But again, no rotation. We're not seeing any tornadic thunderstorms at all. All right, so that's what's going on there. Hey, Coco, I'm giving everybody a minute to get in here because the numbers are not coming up. I don't know what's going on, but oh, there we go. It just went from 3 to 8, just like that. All right, so everybody's getting in here. I should have had one notification left today. Hopefully it went out. But we are live with our Sights and Sounds of Earth tonight. I'll tell you one thing I need to do right now is adjust the time and date back to Eastern Standard Time. Believe it or not, there we go. Let me sync, and there we go. Believe it or not, I still had it set on Mountain Standard Time, which is a 3-hour difference. And now I just fixed that. So there we go. Now we're on Eastern Time up there in the top. Believe it or not, most of the clock appliances that I use to clock on the computer. So what I have to do is literally change my clock on my computer to wherever the coverage is. That way all the clocks come up right. Wow, heavy humidity in Houston. That doesn't surprise me. You guys get humidity in Houston about as bad as we get it here. It's very humid here. It just got dark, an hour ago, and there's already dew on the grass out there. The outside of the house is already sweating. You know, we have to pressure clean our houses at least once a year or they turn green because it's so cold inside the house. It's so warm and humid outside the house. The house sits there and condensates all night. And it's a little bit of an issue. Hey Victor, how you doing? Coco, how you doing? Dominic, how you doing? I own a pool studio, a Pui studio. There you go. Okay, I'm sure this is one of my trolls. Thank you, troll, for helping my algorithm. I appreciate it. And it always interests me that when you build something really nice, that's when people start talking shit about it. So it actually. The whole Pooh studio thing, it's a bit flattering for me. And the fact that I have trolls now and they're helping my algorithms, I think I've made it on YouTube. There you go. All right, and so anyway, that's what we got there. It's not going to be too long a show tonight. I am showing shots of everybody leaving the stadium. And of course, I've got that one guy up there that's out in LA trying to find a protest. He's a protester looking for a protest. Well, I assume you're one of my trolls. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But one of my trolls the other day was telling me how my studio is Pooey, and he spelled it like you do. So I figured you were him. Let's see. We'll find out here in just a minute because you won't be able to help yourself. I hope you're not a troll. But like I said, I had a troll, was it 2 nights ago, that that keeps talking about my Pui studio. I think you gave yourself away pretty quick. So there you go. But whatever, I don't care. I am live from the Pui studio. Look at this. This is my Pui studio, everyone. Horrible, disgusting studio. Nothing works in here. Everything's garbage. And it's all just absolute shit. I just wanted to put that out there tonight. So thanks, everybody. Thank you for watching my show, despite the fact that I have such a shit studio. All right, so there we go. I think I got all that out of the way. Would you guys believe that hurricane season is still not on? I don't know what the hell's going on, but they're now saying the Bermuda High is regressing again, and it is going to put us in a situation where we have, here we go, everything's moving north. Look at that. We got one there that might threaten the Outer Banks. The other one looks like it's going to follow Gabrielle and go east of Bermuda or right over Bermuda. Bermuda's dodging them out there. Normally we take every other one over here, but we haven't taken any this year. This has been a rather strange year. And what ends up happening is the Bermuda High just ends up having a regressive year, and that's kind of where we're at right now with this. It's kind of literally one of those things. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys here. Okay, here we go. So I had to pull up my Epic pen. So everything's going to move out. Gabrielle's going to stay east of Bermuda. The orange one here is probably going to go right near Bermuda. This one here could be interesting. It all depends on how quick it turns out. Now, there's a high pressure system sitting out here called the Bermuda High. If this high moves off in this direction, it allows the storms to swing out like this. And that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. If this high builds in down here, it blocks everything off, and these storms tend to go into the Gulf of Mexico, or they tend to smash into the United States like this. Okay, well right now this high has regressed and it's back up over here, and what that's done is it's allowing these storms to break through, and it's allowing them all to turn up, and as they do, not threaten the U.S., or at least not threaten the U.S. near as much as they normally would. So that's all we really have. I mean, that's what they're showing. So what I'd like to do here is just let's run a few models, just to take a peek, using Mike's weather page, of course. This is the American model. Let's just run this forward. There's Gabrielle going off, and there we go. Now see, this is interesting. The GFS has formed something down over the Bahamas. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, wow. Okay, and a tropical storm hit on the Outer Banks is what this one's showing. And then up the East Coast. But it's a weak storm. It is not a hurricane. But it is showing a coastal impact right there of a tropical storm. That's interesting. So that's the far out on that. So let's go back. Let's run this on out. Does anything else form? Oh, look at that. It forms something coming out of the Caribbean. That's an interesting development. When is this? This is the 30th. This is out 9 days. It tries to form one north of the Windward Islands, and it tries to form another one south of the western tip of Cuba. And as we run these forward, the one becomes no issue at all. The other one becomes a Brownsville, Texas problem. This deepens the storm down to a Cat 3. And then a strike in Louisiana. So as you can see, there is actually something to start looking at out here. We're starting to see some interesting things popping up. Let's take a look at the euro. The euro's been a little more conservative this year, and it also doesn't seem to pick up Genesis that well lately. But let's run it forward and see what happens. There goes Gabrielle. No Genesis really behind it. See, The Euro is not, it doesn't pick up. It's picked up another one there in the same area, but it's not doing anything with it. And it forms into a hurricane and stays east of Bermuda as well. And that's it, really. We're so far out here, it doesn't matter. Let's here, I can just get the CMC right here. This is the Canadian model here. We're going to run this on out. And it up there, it pops up some Genesis there, but it moves that to the north and keeps it far away from the U.S. So we have no model consensus right now. All three models are showing something very different. So there you go. And Gabriella here is the current forecast model for that, or the current forecast. What the hell is this? Is this new? Ooh, they must have redid their graphics. Well, I'll be damned. I thought the old graphics that looked like something out of a 1960s movie were pretty cool. All right, well, there you go. Look at that, new graphics out of the National Hurricane Center. Notice they've taken the line out of the middle. This was something that's been discussed for 3 years now in meteorology. People were concentrating too much on the line. And when Ian hit here, the line never came over us. But we were inside the cone. We were like this. We were right on the edge of the cone. But the line was way out here, and we still got a direct hit because people were concentrating on the line. You can't do that. So they've taken the line out and they've made it a shaded area. This indicates that it's going to briefly become a major hurricane by 2 a.m. on Tuesday. But that doesn't really matter. It's going to be east of Bermuda, so it shouldn't be a problem. I wonder if they changed any of their other damn graphics. Well, it's hard to tell. The rest of these look pretty much the same. All right, well, that's that. There's not a whole lot there. Let's, where is it at? All right, let's take a look at our seismic monitor. Here we go. Wow, some more big ones up here. Here we go. This one here in the Andreanof Islands, just southwest of western Alaska. We had a 5.5 there earlier today, and more here on the Russian Peninsula. We saw another day with more. Look, they're clustered so you could walk across these rings. Look how many quakes we've had in this region right here. Very, very active region. All right, let's see where else we've got. Everything else looks fairly nominal. 4.2 Eastern New Guinea. We've been having quakes just about daily in New Guinea. Northwest of Australia, one there. That one was a little closer to Australia. And not too much else to look at here other than we have quite a little cluster of minor ones here down around the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. You can see here there's quite a cluster of them, but they're all in the 3 range, 3.8, 3.9, 3.5. Remember, each whole number you go, when it comes to the Richter scale, each whole number that you go up doubles the strength. So a 2 is twice as strong as a 1. A 3 is twice as strong as a 2. A 4 is twice as strong as a 3, and so on and so forth. Yeah, I've had a long day. And yeah, I'll be on for another hour or so, and then I'm going to call it. But I do appreciate you guys coming in. All right, so there we go. That's what we've got on the seismic monitor. Now, I looked for protests. I've looked everywhere. There is protests currently going on in the Philippines, in Manila. There is quite a big protest going on there. London and England, still some unrest there, but it seems to have calmed down quite a bit. And I've been going down through all the different feeds, and most all of them are coming out of Manila in the Philippines. Um, Somebody spelled Philippines with an F. See, a lot of these channels, they're done in like Mumbai or some shit, and these people, they don't know English for nothing, and you'll run into shit like this, where they literally spelled Philippines with an F. Okay, this is supposedly multi-views of protesting, but I really don't see much. But I'm going to go ahead and replace this one here, and we'll go from there. When I reset up my whole studio here I set up my studio now in OBS, and I made sure I named everything logically this time, which I think's going to help me. Everything's labeled properly. 1 2 3 4 5 label 1 2 3 4 5 browser source 1 2 3 4 5, and it's all set up around the screen. I put some effort into it. Instead of doing a show last night, one of the things I did was set up the OBS, because I'd been wanting to do it for so long, and yep, it looks like I got hit with a copyright on the video earlier. I'll have to deal with that. I'll have to see how many strikes or whatever I'm going to end up with here. It sucks, guys. YouTube makes it very difficult to thrive on here. Oh my God. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33. I have 34 copyrights hits on my video. It would take me a month just to clear them, and by the time I cleared them, it wouldn't be worth watching. So what I'll do is just not worry about monetization on there, and just, it's a freebie. I didn't expect to get paid for it anyway. I did it for Charlie, so I'm good with that. Yeah, I'm sure there's a way to get it to do it, but they decided, like I said a few years ago, to take that line out so people would stop concentrating on it. But I'm sure there's a way to put it back in there if you want it. I cannot believe all this. This is incredible. It's blocked in Russia. I don't think I'm too worried about that. That sucks. Oh well. It is what it is. I don't really, like I said, I did it for Charlie. I don't really care about the monetization. It just kind of bugs me that, I'm covering a live event. All that was live sung music. And I've got 42 things here that I got to deal with, or just let it go, which I'm just going to let it go, because, they shouldn't do this to you. I mean, I'm doing a live drive. If someone drives by with their stereo on, I get hit for it, and I got to go fix it. No, I don't need any new stuff for the studio. Everything in here is working great. I am building 3 computers though. I'm building 3 supercomputers. I've already started ordering using PC Part Picker. I am going to PCPartPicker.com, I think it is. I use that and I spec out what I want, and I've already done that. I've spec'd out the computer that I want, and I'm building 3 of them simultaneously. Once we get those done, we'll be able to do these comprehensive multi-screen things on more than just 2 channels, because most of my computers are HP thin clients, and although they do pretty well with a scanner feed or something, you can't do like 4 or 5 videos or anything like that. It can't. The GPU CPU combination cannot handle it. So I'm building gaming computers because they'll be much better broadcast computers in the long run. The computer I'm on right now, I built this 2 years ago, and it's running like a champ. It's a Ryzen 9 12 core, and I bought I overbought on the motherboard because I wanted good bus rates. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. I built a powerhouse computer. Oh well. So yeah, so that's the good part is well, I'm not looking into upgrades. I'm looking to add functionality. Okay, I don't have any older computers. I keep trying to tell you. I know you're just trying to upset me, but you're starting to sound stupid because I don't have any old computers. My oldest computer is 2 years old. I built that one, and then I've bought everything else in here brand new. All the thin clients. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 thin clients, and I got a Linux machine over there that's a super machine. So yeah, again, you don't know what you're talking about. Coco, well, that's cool. I'm glad you read that. I put a lot of thought into it. I don't, I do sometimes have AI massage them and make them sound good, but I do write my own content, and on that particular thing there, I wrote all of that. I go through each episode, and I was doing each episode. So when I got to the end of the year, or end of the season, doesn't take long to get to the end of the season when they only make 10. But by the time they got to 10, I had everything. I took all my reviews, and I went and I took the facts out of all my reviews and stuck them back in there and had it formulate everything into an orderly fashion. And then I went back through it again. So yeah, I'm hoping, I don't know. I hope somebody damn reads it so maybe you can figure out something. I'm not the only one talking about the shitty writing this season. You're such a fucking idiot. Whatever, at least I'm getting better stuff. What do you have? Send me a picture of your studio. Put it in my Discord. Show me some of the stuff you've done. What have you done? So tell me, no, seriously, I want to know. Tell me what you've done. Let's take a look. What have you done? What have you done? I don't see where you've done a goddamn thing. So get off my ass, dude. Seriously. Look, what have you done? Where's your studio? Where's your effort? All you do is go bash other people? Is that it? All right, well, I just wanted to make sure people saw how good you were doing and how awesome your studio looks, because it's really cool. You can't even go rip off pictures from a studio that's not yours and post them up. This is obviously real. I'm sitting in it. It's not a green. There's no green screen. This stuff's really here. Yeah, Section 31 was okay, but it was very different. It was almost un-Star Trek-ish. Um, I liked some of the people in it. I kind of liked the fact that they brought back Rachel Garrett, even though it was a different actress, obviously, because the other one's an old lady now. But you know, nobody cares, Mr. Potato Head. So just go away. All right. If you have nothing positive to say, then go say it somewhere else. I'm sick of hearing it. You have nothing, and you're in here bashing someone who spent more time on their studio for YouTube than just about anybody else. And you know something? Go around on YouTube and look at how many channels out there have dirty piles of laundry in the background. All right? I have an actual working television studio here with 7 cameras and 9 computers. So, oh, here, I'll take your amazing channel off the screen. I just had it up there because I wanted to make sure people saw how amazingly successful you were and how many hits all of your 0 videos have gotten and all of your 0 subscribers and all the 0 things that you do. I just wanted people to see it. I want to show you something else that's fun. Look at this. He joined September 21st, 2025. That's today. This guy just creates new accounts, just keeps creating new account, new account, new account. I mean, that's pretty much what we're doing here, right? We're just creating a new account. Every time you want to go in and give people a hard time, you just create a whole new account, right? You probably got, what, 40 of them? You're probably all of my trolls, aren't you? I bet you are. I'm going to start doing this to every troll that comes in my room. We're going to start keeping track. Because I have a funny feeling I know what's going on here. Yeah. If you get a subscriber, let me know. I haven't been angry at all. I haven't been angry in a while. No, I'm very chill tonight, actually. I haven't been angry in a while. But this is just you trying to upset me again. I may just go ahead and time you out because I'm sick of hearing it, to be honest with you. If anybody's in a bad mood, it's because you're trying to put them there, right? I time you out, but the moment I do, you'll just come back in on one of your other 50 different accounts. You're just a little wee man that has nothing better to do with your life. That's fine. I don't really give a shit. I think it's good for my algorithms, and that's the main thing. And if I can feed you a little bit, and I can talk to you directly and get you to keep reacting back to me, that just helps my algorithms. You're being played and you don't even realize it. There we go, Fort Smith, getting some big storms moving through now. We've got a special weather advisory as well as a severe thunderstorm warning going on for that area. Just went through Salsal, and now it's in Fort Smith. Ozark, watch out, you're next up. Mulberry. Yeah, it's going to be moving east. This one's moving just north of due east. All right. I am keeping an eye out right now for any breaking news because as big as this is for the right, I can't believe someone's not showing their ass on the left. This is the biggest day the right's ever had. I know it sounds crazy. This guy that shot Charlie has no idea. He just handed the goose to the other side. He literally, yeah. He did it. And the turning point that Charlie was talking about is right now. This is the turning point. They've raised millions, just tens of millions of dollars just in the last week for Turning Point USA. They've got 40 or 50,000 requests for groups, not people, groups starting in schools all over the country. And they've got almost 2,000 faith groups that want to join up now. So when you start looking at the numbers, it's crazy. And this is definitely a turning point for the country. This is probably going to it's going to bring us back where we were a while back before we went so crazy woke and everything went crazy and the sides were so divisive. And hopefully this will bring us back to a little bit better time, because people are not going to be radically indoctrinated in schools as easily going forward. And that's going to make a big difference, I think, on the way that our younger generations perceive politics as they move into the actual real world. So, hey, Sean, what's up? No, Habitat Humanity is a restore. They call it a restore. They get donations in there. A lot of what they get at Habitat is, end of life. People donate all their stuff, and then Habitat comes and picks it up for the family, whatever the family doesn't want. And then they bring it back, and if it cleans up and it works, they sell it. If it doesn't, they junk it. But I go in there, they got 32-inch TVs all day long for 10 or 20 bucks. They got... I've gotten all the way up to 50-inch screens in there for $35. Great 34-inch computer, 36-inch computer monitors like these three right here. I bought all of them there for 20 bucks a piece. They're all HDMI. They're all either cold cathode, or most of them are LED actually. So yeah, I buy the computers new. I build them out of new parts because that's where the wear and tear is. But then where you can save your money is on the monitors. Monitors are where keyboards and mouses, I get those with those thin clients. They send them to me. The monitor's the expensive part. If I were to buy these monitors, they're 140 bucks a piece. But I got them all for $20 a piece at Habitat. And when one of them quits, I throw it out. I literally just walk it out to the road and throw it over the fence. And the pickers get it. Yeah, he was a great debater. And no one could ever get around him because he knew the material better than anybody else. And one of the things I used to love was, one of the things he would be confronted with a lot was, hey, why do you come to universities and pick on college kids? And he's like, number one, I didn't graduate college, so we both have about the same credentials right now. And number two, he says, go get your professor, I'll debate him. Go get 5 professors, I'll debate them. And I don't think he's ever debated a professor at these schools. They will not come out, because when you've got the low ground, you're not going to win. And that's, unfortunately for the left, a lot of times, most of the time, they're arguing the low ground. They're arguing that, no, there's not 2 genders, there's 97 of them. No, we're all about inclusion, except we exclude these people and these people and these people. They have the moral low ground, unfortunately. And the right, which is most like our forefathers, have the high ground. They have the moral high ground. So when the right and the left go at it, all the left can do is throw rocks or assassinate people or shoot up schools, which seems to be big lately with the left. They want gun control. but it's usually a person on the left that's shooting up the school. So it's they want to control the people on the right that legally own guns, when it's the people on the left that generally illegally have guns or get guns or find guns or steal guns from their parents or their grandparents. That's how it always happens with these school shootings. 4 out of 5 are on the left. So you have to start wondering, what are we doing here? What are we doing as a society? Yeah. Let's see. All right. So, what else do we have, guys? I've been on coming up on an hour now. Let's see what we got here. All right. So, today let's go over this. Approximately, the according to Glendale police, over 100,000 people showed up today. They don't have an exact number. Um, However, some outlets report up to 200,000 registered attendees, and there was nearly that many that they believe showed up. The stadium was completely full. They let in everybody they were allowed to let in, and they had to stop. And finally, pretty much everybody found a seat. The overflow, which held about 20,000, the Desert Diamond Arena, was completely at capacity as well. And they had tens of thousands of people that still did not get into either venue. So probably the biggest memorial service ever held for a human being. If I missed something, let me know. I bet you the Pope would be the exception. They get millions and millions over there, but for this country, this is a first, and it is what it is. Guns aren't the problem. It's the people that are pulling the trigger, which are generally people on the left. It's amazing that the parties that is against guns is so pro-gun violence. I don't know. It's like they want to stop their own people from doing shit. I'm not sure how that works exactly. Yeah, people know what they're doing is wrong. I don't buy the whole I'm always totally delusional thing. Yeah. Yep, it's one of those things. All right, so what we got going on here is there's supposedly some protesting going on, and that's in the one right above my head here. But I'm not even sure really where this is or what's going on. It is in this country, I'm pretty sure, and I'm trying to get some more info on that. The one above that, way above this guy right here, there's another one up there, an upright one. He's the one that he's out looking for a protest. And then the other two, I'm just keeping an eye on the outside of the stadium, making sure that nothing crazy happens. Sometimes after an event, as everybody's heading home, that's another vulnerable time. You know what I mean? Oh, hey, Henry. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. You have no idea how much I appreciate that. I've gotten a number of these today, and I really appreciate it. I don't ask for them, but when I get them, I sincerely appreciate it. And I do want to let everybody know I do not ask for super chats. But if I get a super chat and the money revenue I get from the commercials, which is not as much as you would think, okay, a couple $100 a month at the most. I've had a few good months and I've had a lot of bad ones. But every penny I make on YouTube rolls back into to replace all this old aging crappy shit equipment, according to Potato Head. But no, I do. I roll everything back in. I buy sound cards. I buy, whatever. I bought this microphone a while back with some money I got from YouTube. So, and I can go get stuff wherever. But I do. I'm frugal when it comes to stuff. I'm very frugal, and so I make I get a lot of bang for the buck. Let me just put it that way. All right, so that's that. Thank you very much, Henry. Again, I appreciate that, and I do try. I do try very hard. I hope that you guys enjoyed the comprehensive coverage today of the Charlie Kirk Memorial Service. It was good, and I say it was good. It was my coverage, and I still think it was pretty good. Yes, they do help with the algorithms quite a bit, probably more than almost anything else. Subs helps too. And I'll tell you guys what, if you just go in my video long enough to hit the thumbs up and you back out, that actually does more harm than good. If you go into a video, at least stay for 5 or 10 minutes before you back out. I know that's a pain, but I'm just putting it out there. Sometimes when you just go in and you hit thumbs up and you back out, YouTube looks at that as you didn't want to watch the video. Other than that, I'm doing okay. I think I seem to have been, I seem to have some suppression going on lately. However, I think a lot of that's because of all the live streaming I was doing with the scanner feeds and the ham radio feeds and the railroad fan stuff. I think all that was starting to affect. So I've moved all of that over to my Starship After Dark channel. And on my Starship After Dark channel, I basically have all of those feeds over there, and that basically allows me to keep this channel just for hosted content. Okay, that's about all I had on the science side. I've gone through everything. I'm looking. I don't see anything happening out there as far as anything going on with police or anything like that. All right. It's actually, I have to tell you, I'm a little surprised. It's actually a slow news day, other than the Charlie Kirk memorial. That's really the only news story today. And yeah, and in Houston today, no hurricanes. That's nice. For the first time in a while, the models are starting to hint at something coming closer to the United States in 2 or 3 different respects. So more to watch. But we are past peak hurricane season. That's important. A lot of people don't realize that, but we are past peak. I think I have a graphic here. Where's that graphic? Come on, Mike. There it is. Can always count on Mike's weather page. All right, so here we go. This is the peak. This shows you peak. Look at that, guys. We're past peak. Looks like peak is about September 10th. We're at September 21. We're way over here. We're down here. So we are past the peak of hurricane season, and we haven't gotten anything. Oh boy. Yep, I may do a live drive tomorrow afternoon. I will tell you guys, I did a live drive yesterday, and the numbers were like, there was like 4 people in there the whole time, and I went out and blew hours and hours and gas and everything. So I'm probably not doing too many more of those unless I just happen to be driving, and I may just do it for the hell of it. But I did the one I was doing around Lake Okeechobee. I only had like 4 or 5 viewers, and then the internet, even with the G5, does not support going out that far. And then I went down to Fort Myers Beach, had a great stream going, and I couldn't get more than 4 or 5 people watching. So I've kind of reached the conclusion that no one wants to watch me drive around, even if I'm giving a great tour or something. But then I was also reminded that Saturday and Sunday during the day are not a good time to go do stuff, but yet during the week during the day is not a good time either. And at night is not a good time either. So I don't know what the answer is to all that. But right now, as it goes right now, I'm not planning any more large live drives because they've just been a bust. No one seems interested. So I don't know. That seems to be the case. I'm throwing stuff on the wall to see what sticks. You guys have to know that. I'm trying to see what's going to work and what's not going to work as a content provider. And I'm starting with content that I'm able to provide. You know, the ham radio stuff, I built an audience there, but there wasn't, I couldn't get that big of an audience over there because ham radio people do not like any negative talk about the hobby. Yeah, that's true. We're coming into the time of year, Dominic, where stalled cold fronts can actually be the catalyst for Genesis. You're right. But anyway, so I tried that for a while, and people kept telling me, dude, nobody will talk negative about the ARRL, and nobody will talk negative about the hobby. Nobody wants to say anything. And I'm realizing that there's more people that want it to fail than want it to succeed. So I still do ham radio stuff, but not as much. And I do a lot of the breaking news stuff. I've done a little bit of science fiction stuff, although I'm finding it difficult because, again, it's hard to connect with people that like my specific type of sci-fi. So unless I'm going to do that full time, I'm probably not going to ever generate an audience over there. How many of you guys are avid Star Trek fans? I mean, come on. It's going to be a little hard to figure that out. So, Henry, thank you very much. I could do something like that. I tell you what, on this channel about 2 weeks ago, I set up my camera at work and I actually let you guys watch the back end of the show. And you could hear, I had it set up to where the music didn't go over, but the host did. It worked pretty good. Well, yeah, but see, the thing is, if you want to do stuff with radio, you got to get your ham license because that's how you can do everything. CB is so limiting. GMRS, FRS, MERS, it's all very, very limiting. Ham radio gives you a swath in almost every bandwidth. It gives you an amazing ability to test propagation and build your own antennas. And I love ham radio. It's just I'm not too much on the people that are in it. But there's still good people in it too, like everything else. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I don't think I can just reproduce the drive show every day. That would require me to go and negotiate with my bosses at work. But I can produce like the back end of the show and let you guys see that. I've already done that once. You can watch me for 2 hours producing the show, talking to my call screener. You can hear her. You can hear the host. You can hear the callers. It was pretty good. I thought it was kind of neat to show you, how a show runs. I thought it went pretty good. Let me see if I can find that real quick here. Yeah, one of the main things I try to do on here is come up with interesting content that's different, something that's very different than what you're getting, and it's hard sometimes to come up with something. All right, hold on, let me see if I can find this. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. If anybody's interested, I'm getting ready to sign off, but this is where, that's the video there. And what was cool about this is you can actually see me producing the show. And it's pretty cool. Yeah, you can't hear it, but you can, when you're watching the video, you can hear the call screener, you can hear me, you can hear my host, you can hear us on the intercom, you can also hear us on the radio. I just have it set up to where you don't hear the commercials or the music, so I didn't get hit with a copyright. Yeah, Coco, and I'm going to be doing this again. I'm going to be doing some more of this. I think it's interesting for you guys to see what it's like to produce a show on the backside. It's not as easy as you would think, but yet it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's pretty much just, I do quite a bit of talking on the air because I've been producing for 14 years. I'm pretty much the only producer Trey's ever had, so him and I are pretty tight, and I participate quite a bit in the show. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I even talk during the commercials and stuff. I talk to you guys. And anyway, yeah, it's a lot of fun. You guys can check that out. It's at that link I just put in there. Yeah, some shows have a call screener. We take a lot of calls. And also, as producer, I have to put in the news every hour. I have to put in the weather. I have to put in the podcasting every hour. And I have to participate in the show. And I also fire all the breaks. I set up all the commercials. I put all the bumper music in. It's a lot, okay? And because it's so much, I get a call screener, and she does some of the editing for me. She does all the call screening, and she does all the giveaways and the registering for all that and all that. And so she has a job too. It works out. And we all three talk on the air, so sometimes it's beneficial, to have all three of us there talking on the air. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love producing radio. Probably one of my more favorite jobs. I was very happy when I was a station manager at the fire station. I was very happy with my job. I did that for 9 years. I was a station manager, a lieutenant, and then eventually a captain. And I really enjoyed that. That was another time I felt really at home at a job. And then I've had a bunch of different jobs, but this one here, I've been 14 years now in this job. I started producing. What the hell just happened? Wow, my camera program just crashed. Well, that's no problem. Hold on, let me put it back on. That was crazy. Okay, there we go. Yeah. What we call in the business a progressive reverb. All right, so there you go. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I think you can see that when you watch it. Uh-oh. I haven't watched Star Trek since I tried to watch New Generation with Captain Picard in the 90s and was severely disappointed by how bad it was. Okay, I'll tell you, that series came around. A good series. Not my favorite either, although Sir Patrick Stewart has grown on me. No, I actually like Voyager. I think Voyager's probably my favorite run. And then Deep Space Nine, right behind Voyager. And of course, I'm an original series fan. So I get it. TNG's not my favorite, but you'll find it's most people's favorite. It's the one that got that whole generation in. See, my generation, I was already into Star Trek. I was watching the original series when I was 7 years old. My mother would put it on. It had been in syndication, 6 or 7 years at that point. And I fell in love with it early on. I mean, it was a thing. But Next Generation ended up getting the generation behind me, the people who are, say, 30, 35 today. That's what got them into Star Trek, was Next Generation. And then a lot of people missed Deep Space Nine. They never gave it a chance. It was too dark. They didn't like this or they didn't like that. And I'll tell you something, Deep Space Nine is some of the best Star Trek you're going to get. Lots of intrigue, criminal this, religion that, space battles, some of the biggest space battles in Star Trek. So there's a lot out there to see. If you gave up after the original series, I'll tell you what, if you contact me by email, I will send you a list of 10 episodes to watch, about 2 from each genre. And if you go and pay for Paramount Plus for 1 month, and then go in and watch just these really good episodes that I send you, you might find yourself getting rehooked, especially with Voyager. I find sometimes, I find sometimes people that didn't like Next Gen will end up warming up to Voyager or vice versa. Deep Space Nine is much more like Star Trek with today's flavor. Yeah, it's a little darker. There's episodes that are like really get you guessing, like in Voyager, like Tuvix, where two crew member come back through the transporter as one, and the captain has to decide whether to leave that new crew member live or kill it and make it back into the original 2 crew members. That episode's called Tuvix, very dark. Deep Space Nine, Pale Moonlight. They trick the Romulans into getting into the Dominion War. I mean, it's dark. It's stuff Starfleet people would never do, right? You don't have to figure it out. I'll help you. ko4efs@gmail.com. There you go. And no mystery there. That's my call sign at gmail.com. Just send me an email. Say this is so-and-so from the chat room, and because a lot of times the email address is different, and tell me that we talked about Star Trek and you want those. I've already got them. I'll send them to you tomorrow, no problem. Give it a chance, because I'm telling you, like with every series, if you start out with the pilot, you're going to be disappointed. The pilot, Encounter at Farpoint from TNG, is shit. It was half written by DC Fontana and half written by Gene. They fought over it the whole time. It got smashed together as one big episode. Gene wanted a 1 hour. DC wanted a 1 hour. They ended up taking each of their 1 hour episodes and making it into a 2 hour episode. The whole impotent Q thing starting out at the beginning, I think, was a little much. I did not like Encounter at Farpoint, and to this day, if I'm going to go rewatch old Star Trek, like if I'm going to do a rewatch, I generally start with, say, I don't know, later in the first season, like Arsenal of Freedom, something like that. I generally don't like the first. Even Naked Now is very contrived and fakey. The music in the first season was bad. It was all done on a Casio. So yeah, I mean, it's cheese, man. But by the time you get to season 4, it's peak Trek, man. It's awesome. And then of course Deep Space Nine starts up, and a few years after that, Voyager starts up, and Voyager's a great run. And then I love Scott Bakula in Star Trek Enterprise, the prequel, where you get to see the first Starship Enterprise, the NX-01, go out and make the first contact and do all those firsts that we only heard about before. So lots of good Star Trek. Well, the reason I say all this is because if you find you like it, there's plenty of it, which is hard nowadays. They're only making 10 every 18 months now. They used to make 24 every 12 months. They used to make Star Trek at almost 3 times the pace that they can carry today. And they used to do it for about 1/3 of the budget in adjusted dollars. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. The episodes we get today of Star Trek, they're good. They're really good, actually, except the shit writing. If we could just get some writers that know how to write for Star Trek to write for Star Trek, I think we'd be doing good. Because the actors are great. The sets are amazing. The ships look wonderful. The battle sequences are top notch. And then you just have shit ass shallow writing with contrived this and no conclusion that. They could have done so much better. Well, Coco, they tried to get her own series, but they didn't bite, unfortunately. I think it's still out there. Um, you know, at the end of the run of her show, Star Trek Picard, because her and Picard were the two stars in that show. Um, at the end of that run, they made it seem like we were going to get a new show with her and her girlfriend as the first officer and Picard's son as like the liaison officer or some bullshit. And you had that crew that we kind of come to know, the neat crew with Geordie LaForge's kid as the helmsman. And they kind of gave us the show, and then it didn't happen. They did that in the original series. They built out several pilots for other shows that didn't happen. Assignment Earth, for instance, in the original series. So it is what it is. I was kind of hoping it would take off and we would get 3 or 4 seasons of that show. I didn't much like Seven of Nine in the original series. She was one of my least favorite characters. I didn't much like Kes either. I warmed up to Neelix quite a bit, and I really loved that show. I think Tim Russ's portrayal of the Vulcan is spot on. He's amazing. I wasn't too much on Chakotay at first, but he grew on me. I do like him now. I don't think they ever did really any good writing for him, unfortunately. But I do believe that he did a good job. First time I ever saw, his name's Baltrain. First time I ever saw him was in a movie called Night of the Comet, a great sci-fi movie from the late 70s called Night of the Comet. And he was in that with the couple of girls, and everybody had died in the world pretty much, except just very few people, because the Earth went through a comet's trail. And it's a really cool movie called Night of the Comet. And that's where I saw Baltrain for the very first time. And he was Hector in that. And anyway, great movie. But yeah, Voyager's a great a great series. As a standalone, even, it's a great one. All right. Anything else, guys? We're over an hour. I'm done. My head's killing me. I'm going to bed. I gotta go. I gotta leave early in the morning to head up to Venice. I'm going to be getting up, I think it's 6:30 in the morning. So I'm heading to bed pretty quick right after I get done here. Let's see, is there anything else? Last call. I'm checking the news real quick to see if there's anything that's come out. I don't expect much. The only protesters we heard about was the Westboro Baptist Church. Those people are lunatics. These were the guys that would show up at the funerals for our guys from battle. They would go over to Iraq or Iran or wherever they were fighting over there, Afghanistan, and they would lose their life over there, and then we would ship them back here, and while their family is burying them at a public cemetery, these jackasses would show up and scream obscenities and have buckets of fake blood and all kinds of terrible shit. And this group actually formed, I forget the name, it was something Angels or something, Angels of Mercy. They would show up at these funerals, 20, 30, 40 strong, and they had pieces of PVC pipe with white sheets draped all over them. And they would hold them up like this, and they had like a structure they could stick them in and hold them up. And they called them angels. And they would all get together and they would block the view of these Westboro Baptist Church idiots. They shouldn't even be called Baptist. They shouldn't put the word church in there, because it's not. These are a bunch of heathens. They just hate people. And Yeah, they're just nuts. All right, Callie. Yes, I'll get that. It'll probably be tomorrow at some point, but I'll get that sent to you. Because I would love to interest you in Star Trek. There is so many good movies out there. There's good episodes and all that. And I wrote a nice paper a while back that has all this stuff in it, and I'll find that and I'll send parts of that to you so you have it. Because if you just, I got two guys right now that I had go back and watch specific stuff, and now they're into Star Trek. I also got one of those into the new Battlestar Galactica, because with Edward James Olmos, because that's really, really good too. All right, guys, I'm calling it. You guys have a good one out there. And God bless Charlie Kirk and his family and his organization and everybody involved tonight. Yeah, that was an absolutely amazing, amazing service today. I think that it was everything you could hope for. It had the heaviest hitters ever to speak at a funeral. I think had the most attendees in the United States for a memorial service. Probably we'll have to call Guinness Book on that one. But yeah, just an absolutely amazing service. As many as 200,000 people showed up to try to be a part of what is going on there today. And we got heavy rain moving into Minneapolis right now, and several different systems coming through. They just reissued another severe thunderstorm warning. All right, so that's that. All right, guys, and I'll tell you what, as far as tomorrow night, I will be on tomorrow night, 9 p.m. as always, and we will do, we'll do the whole thing like we always do. I'm hoping that it'll be maybe a busier night. Maybe there'll be something going on out there, but we'll check it out. Right now, I got to tell you, it's quiet. It is quiet right now. There is just not a lot going on out there right now. All right, guys, everybody have a good night out there. Live from North Fort Myers, Starship Studios. My name's Ian. This is Starship Adventures, the sights and sounds of Earth. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. May do a drive during the day. I'm not sure yet, but tomorrow night for sure. We'll see you guys then. Don't forget to check out our other channel, Starship After Dark. Throw a subscribe on there for us. We'd really appreciate it. That's the horsepower here on YouTube. Everybody have a great night out there, and we'll see you tomorrow right here on Starship Adventures. 7 3s.